Hi there, it's Vanessa, your host from Con el Alma podcast. And I want to welcome you to the very first episode of my podcast. And I want to start off by saying thank you so much for being here. Why did I start this podcast? It's a question I've been getting a lot. Why not? Right? Like, why not? It's also something that I've been wanting to do for a few years now. I really enjoy talking, like, and talking about getting deep with people, having these really deep, profound conversations. It's just something I love. And I also like to have fun and joke around and be silly. So I'm like, you know what? Why not record it? Right? Life's too short. Like, what? What's going to happen? I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not trying to be an influencer. Just literally, why not? And I had this idea like 2 years ago, I had just like a little boop. I was in meditation and it was just like, dude, I should start a show. And I just remember like when I was a little girl, I used to pretend that I had a show, like us Latinos, I know like Cristina, right? The show Cristina, and she would be like, she would do this, and just growing up watching all the shows like Cristina, Mujer Casos de la Vida Real, like Sábado Gigante, even Primer Impacto, like watching those people, and I would be like, this is so cool how they can just talk and talk. And I'm now as an adult, I'm like, I can talk and talk. And I feel like if you have a voice, use it. If you have experiences, you talk about them. If you have life advice, talk about it. So I said, you know what? I don't have all of the equipment yet, but I'm just going to start with what I have. And this is what I have. And this is what we're doing. And we're doing it. So as the first episode, I just want to do like a little like get to know me moment. So let's get into it. My name is Vanessa Cuevas. I was born in Chicago, Illinois. My parents are from Jalisco in Mexico. I am the first generation Latina in the United States. I am a business owner. I am a dog mom. I am 34 years old. I live in Arizona and I just love life. I have such a big, huge passion for enjoying it and traveling, and I love my family. I'm very family oriented. I love to dance. I love to sing. I like to make other people laugh. I like to talk. Obviously, I have a pinche podcast. Um, I love flowers. Um, I love funny movies. I love crime shows. I love crime documentaries. I love to work. I'm very hardworking. I love to work out. I like to stay active. I like to be in nature. I like to be in the water. I like to swim. My favorite color is red. My other favorite color is gold. I also love black. I love all the colors. Ooh, and then I really love emerald green. It's beautiful. What else? I have an older brother and a younger sister. I have naturally curly hair, so and I love coffee. I love caffeine. I love food. I love to cook. And yeah, that's just a little bit about me. There's a lot more as you get to know me as the podcast progresses. But yeah, so I'm going to come at you raw. I'm going to come at you as I am. We're going to talk about everything. It's going to get really good. I have a list of guests already lined up. And don't be surprised if I slide in your DMs and be like, hey, you want to be a guest? What you want to talk about? So, or maybe you're a person who's like, I want to go on that show and talk about XYZ. Hit me up, DM me. Why not? Right? We only live once. And let's make a positive impact in this world. The world needs it. The world be heavy and hard, and life is hard and heavy. And let's make it a little bit better by maybe just having a conversation and putting it on the internet. One of the questions that I was getting is, why did I name it Con el Alma? Well, because I like to do everything con el alma. Everything I do it with my alma, with my soul. So con el alma means with my soul, with the soul. And yeah, that's why I decided to call it that. And I decided to go with a Spanish name because I want to make sure that my podcast, we're going to talk about, being Mexican American, being Latina, being Chicana, you know, being raised Mexican. I want to talk about my culture. I do want to mention the podcast is going to be a lot of it like interview style. So I'm going to have a lot of guests. Most of the episodes are going to be with a guest. It's going to be rare that I do just me unless like I feel like it or whatever. But it's mostly gonna be with a guest, and I want to keep the episodes about an hour long, and I want to have an episode for you guys at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. And what else? I'm gonna be vlogging. I'm gonna be doing, um, excuse me, like reels and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to, again, if you want to ever join the podcast and be a guest, just let me know. Hit me up. I'm going to wrap it up for my very first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to join the show, shoot me a DM. I pray that this podcast reaches people and it reaches the ears of those who need to hear the things that are going to be said in this podcast, because I want to talk about everything. But mostly I want to lift others. And I feel like we live in a time that feels like human connection is lacking. And I want to be the voice of connection, vulnerability, inspiration, and help others talk. I feel like as a society, we don't talk anymore. Well, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.